are heavy.
Try to be knocked out this week. All these are going to be in bronze. This is the pattern, and this is both halves of the core box. When you round this up with the core print, this black part that goes around it, you see the beveled notch on the corner that corresponds with this. The whole sand mold would have this form to it, and then you would lay this piece down in this impression left by the core print. End up with a casting that looks just like this. This is the second time these will be poured. Dave Clark, the pattern guy, he poured these for Keith Rucker sometime earlier this year. Keith messed up and went too far under men when he was facing these off, so we're going to recast those. This is a smaller bearing here, same concept, and it's going to also have a hole in it along with a core, which is the core box here. They both go on a vintage Vulcan locomotive. We're going to get the Streetcar Museum a set, one half with this plug in it, one half without, and you see it sitting on a follow board. This is a removable dog bone that will come out on half of them. It'll stay in on the other half. We are not going to pour the Duresta counterweight at this point. This is a job Keith Rucker needs done where he can finish the bandsaw at Jimmy's. But we are going to go ahead and make a core box real quick. I told Keith, since it's going to be a straight parallel core, I could easily do that here, and we'll show you that. But the core is 2 inches wide, 3/4 of an inch thick, and it is 9 inches long. I have went ahead and ripped these on the table saw, and we'll cut them to length on the miter saw. So this middle piece is just a spacer. It's a dummy of the width of the actual core, which is slightly under 2 inches. We're going to cast this in one solid 3/4 inch, almost 2 inch wide core. So all I got to do now is just cut everything to length, and I'm going to start off by cutting the dummy. As I said, the core print is 9 inches. The actual core is going to have to be slightly shorter than that in order to make sure there's no interference as I fit it down in the pocket created by the core print. Keep in mind, it is super hot. I think it's around 115 degrees in the building with the fans going. The last video I put out there, and I know it's been several weeks, there were some comments made about my audio. And I will admit I was using an audio tool to try to edit that and try to drown out the background noise. So because of that, I'm just not going to use the audio editing tool. I'll just do voiceovers when there's a lot of noise in the background. There's just no way to do any of this without keeping some air circulating in the building. It's miserable in here. So as I said, the original core print is 9 inches. We're going to make the actual core box 8 3/4. That looks like it. I'm going to tighten our stock now. Eight and 3/4. Let's go ahead and cut our backboard. We're going to go ahead and cut both of these the same length. You got your main core body here, and you got your two side cleats here, and then I'm going to have a piece on the bottom here, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. So this and this are going to be glued in place. And then on the opposite sides, this and this are going to be screwed on. And that way we can easily remove these two sides and pull the core out diagonally. So this piece and this piece are glued now. So I'm going to use, this is our core size sample. I'm just going to butt it up in here, push it in snug, and screw this cleat in place. Alright, so now we have that set, and all we got to do is screw one on the end here. I'm going to shoot a screw up here in the piece that's glued, and then one right down here into the bottom board. We'll treat it like we just rammed a core, and we'll take this cleat out. This cleat. Yep. This one and this one. So we'll just remove that cleat, this cleat, and then this is our sand core. It'll come out. So we'll go ahead and assemble it back. We got to have two halves, and I've already done the first one, which looked like this. Sorry, had it in backwards. But it had that plug in it to make this solid. And now we're going to take the plug out and make the other half. Streetcar museum. This is going to go up under the undercarriage. And I'm not going to be using facing sand on this. They're going to be machining all surfaces, so I'm going to be able to just shovel the sand right in, which will make this a quicker mold. So as you can see, this comes up above this flask. My back has not been into it, guys. We'll throw that up there in a minute. Right now I just want to get this pretty tight right here. Trying not to hit the pattern if I can help it. Now that piece that, this has got a follow board, which will be removed when we flip this over. I'll put this like that. Man, we have had so much trouble. I have told you guys about the maintenance issues, and now I'm having issues at the house with our water heater. And I'll tell you, if I were like most people, I would have threw my hands up and said I'd just give up. And this drama isn't over yet. It started out with our water heater dripping when you go to cut the hot water on. Now, why would it start dripping when you're relieving the pressure on the tank? I don't know. But this crazy thing is not leaking until you go to cut the hot water on in either the bathtub, the sink. It's only 27 years old, but I got up there. Anyway, we hunted for leaks. I couldn't see anything, and I took the. It's an electric water heater, so I took the covers off to look at to see if it might be leaking around now. It wasn't. So I went ahead and I got a on-demand water heater. That's all Josie could talk about. We bought it, got home researching it, and realized we got to have worth of wire in the house to power the thing. I didn't know that. So we took that back. I am not going to be spending $600 to $700 for electrical wiring just to power a high-fangled water heater. We took it back and we got a tank. We went ahead and got a regular tank just like the one we had. That thing was $500. I don't think I paid that for the other one 27 years ago. My buddy, Jeff, down the road, he's going to help me take this down because it's up on a shelf above the dryer in the utility closet. I calculated all the dimensions and I got it packed to where it wouldn't waste a lot of floor space. Well, I get up there on top. I'm standing on the dryer to break the hose, the supply lines loose. And as I did, I realized they're not even tight. I told Jeff, I said, yeah, it looks like we're taking this thing back now. So I tightened them. And, you know, the supply lines are not on pipe thread. They are on pipe thread, but they are not a pipe thread themselves. They got a washer in there. So I snugged them up, and I said, you know what, just to be on the safe side, because I'm tired of running back and forth to Brandon to haul water tanks back and forth. Let's hold on to it a couple days and make darn sure. Well, as luck would have it, it's leaking again. But this time, I found out, okay, well, I tried to open the poppet to bleed it, to drain some of the water out of the tank when I thought we were going to take the tank out. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I actually loosened that up because there's no room between it and the ceiling to lift the lever. And so I may have put the wrench on it and just broke the whole thing loose. So I checked it, and it was tight, but it was wet around the opening or the orifice of the poppet valve. So my dad had a water tank down in our storage area, and that's another story right there. He switched out from gas to an electric 2 or 3 years ago. And no, I'm going to go ahead and tell that story. You know, these sorry gas companies, they do a pressure test on your line, which is a good idea, but they could do it in the summertime, not in the dead of winter right before a major freeze. And my dad was a victim of that. And they cut his gas off. Well, my dad's got over a mile of gas line from his meter to his house. There's no way we're going to figure out where that leak was. So he said, well, fine. So he ended up switching over to an electric water heater and going with butane instead of natural gas after that crap. And so, needless to say, there's a tank down there with a poppet valve on it. So I grabbed it, took it off the tank, brought it up here, put it on our tank, and it seemed like that solved the problem until today. Luckily, we still have that brand new one in the box. We haven't taken back to Home Depot yet. So, anyway, it looks like I'm going to go ahead and get the thing out of there after all. I keep trying to find all these things that I may have done wrong in the test procedure to find the leak that may have caused another one, right? I mean, I hate to spend $500 on a water heater, but it looks like I'm gonna have to. Didn't mean to go ranting on it, but I'm getting frustrated because every single thing around us seems to be falling apart. Including me. Alright. That's what I was afraid of. This thing's going to be heavy. Now, since I didn't put any parting dust in between these, this is one solid flask. And it's heavy. But I can tell you what's going to go out next. It's going to be my back. Man, I was down on my back the other day. From, of all things, picking up sheetrock. Have you picked up sheetrock lately? You know, when I was younger, between hoisting the water tank around, moving it around, shuffling it, and having to stand up there and on the dryer and move in weird ways just to get things done, and then to go to Home Depot to get a new water tank, and Josie decides she wants to get some sheetrock and a sheet of MDF particle board. Man, have you priced that stuff lately? I can remember when you could get that stuff cheaper than anything else, but man, they are proud of that stuff. But I think that had something to do with my back going out. I used to be able to grab that stuff and manhandle it just like that. I'm not the Hulk I thought I was. Alright, so this is the follow block. And all this does is keep us from having to dig a lot of sand out. Plus, it strengthens the shell of the pattern to where we won't damage it with a compression of sand on the outside. I'm going to put 2 risers here and here. And, you know, I need to get that sand out. So, earlier on the other mold, I actually made it in 3 different pieces. So I was able to get on the back side of this pattern and access it by bumping it out of the mold. I'm not going to be able to do that on this one. Like that, and I know it is crooked. I don't care at this point. We're going to have a gate that comes all the way around from here to here. And I'll cut my sprue right there. I don't. Maybe. It is 12 39 and it's finally down to 87 degrees. So anyway, during our rendezvous back and forth from here to Home Depot, we decided we wanted an ice cream, doggone it. We deserve it. So we go to Dairy Queen, and this doofus at the window, he's nice as he can be, you know, smiling and all, which is strange. So I wanted a dip cone. Josie wanted those cheesy curds or whatever you call those things. And he came there, had them ready for us at the window when we got there, which is another thing that's strange at Dairy Queen. And I asked for salt, and he looked at me and he said, "I'm sorry, I don't have any salt." He said, "They have it up there at the counter." Well, I'm looking at the counter, which is 5 feet from where the guy's standing, and I'm going, "And?" Sorry, Joker wouldn't walk 5 feet over there to grab his pack of salt. So anyway, Josie went in there and got it. Yeah, we were at the drive-thru. Can't find good help anywhere these days. I guess that was out of his job description, to walk over to a counter for a pack of salt. Who's ever heard of going through the drive-thru and not having a pack of salt? But anyway, Dollar, she helped. There were several trips where we had to make other than just those two to get fittings. I hate plumbing with a passion. Now, if I am designing something from scratch, you know, building plumbing new up, you know, going from the ground up on plumbing, it's not bad. But when you're trying to repair crap like I'm doing, it's almost worth paying someone else to do it. So, on this video, it's already Wednesday. I'm not going to worry about trying to get the other stuff on this one. We'll do it later. I got a cool toy that I got to do a video on as per the agreement, and I'll probably put that out after this one. It was I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but I am really liking this. I bet I get 3 to 5 emails a day from Vivor wanting me to take one of their products, and if they have anything to offer me, I'll take them up on it. But right now, I have seen 0 things on their website that I want to burden you guys with. So let's put a sprue right here. Hammer that in, because I know what's going to happen there. I've been lucky so far on the other half. This piece might be a little trickier. We'll see. If I break it off, we got to do it all over again. Which is the story of my life. Yeah. Okay, that's good. This pattern is not hardwood. I don't know what it is, but I've already dinged it up and ended up having to put filler in there. I'm not going to do that again. So we're going to just use a rubber mallet yes, you can use a rubber mallet. Not too bad. Alright. I'm going to lay it back first and carry it over there. I'm going to put a riser here on this flange. I got to take it in slow increments there, because if I don't, I'll blow out the bottom. And I'm going to put one right here. Well, Josie has... We are now full-blown chicken farmers. Thought I was over those days, but my wife wanted chickens. So we got chickens. And I have to admit, they're not like the ones we were raising on a commercial scale. These are yard chickens, and they're actually mighty pretty. We have some Americanas along with... not sure what the other breeds are. Not to worry about venting this. We got the open risers. Most of any possible steam is going to go right out through that. So all we got to do is gate it. And I'm going to key in right here. And right here. Didn't mean to be that far off course with my sprue, but we'll go bigger. I may be able to do this video without a voiceover after all. I'll review this, and if you can hear me just fine, I'll leave it alone. Now, we have the other jobs that I was wanting to put in with this job, but guys, I'm not going to be able to do that and keep everybody's materials separate. So we're just going to have to pour these by themselves, and then we'll come back to the others. I was hoping to get all this done this week though, because I got Keith, along with my buddies at the Streetcar Museum, all kind of waiting on this. Let's get this thing together, shall we? Make sure I'm putting it the right way. Well, my friends, I'm going to wrap this video up now. As I said earlier, I do have a promotional video that I have to do on a product that I received earlier this month. And I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. So I'm probably going to put that on next Sunday. And I will try, I'm going to try to have, it's probably going to be a short video, but it will be the conclusion of what we started tonight. I wish I could have thrown all this together in this video by now, but it's just not working out. Like I said, that water tank has been a nightmare. It was a situation I really didn't want to touch if I didn't have to, and we kept trying to buy time, and every time I'd turn around and try to get back to work, that thing would start dripping again. Anyway, my buddy Jeff suggested last night that I just take that water heater, see, I mean, it works fine, it's just got to drip when the hot water runs, put it out here in the shop, and use it when we get the shower and everything going. That'd be a good idea. I'll just put a drip pan under it. I hope y'all have a good week, and I hope you're staying a lot cooler than I am, because it is brutal out here. All my grass is dead. The good thing is I don't have to worry about cutting it. But anyway, y'all take care, and I'll talk to you later. For those who have been asking about the Windy Hill Foundry hats, these are now available on my website, windyhillfoundry.com, under stores, or you can click on the above link. These are on the pricey side, but keep in mind the shipping is included. Have a good day.